What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, as you can see, we here talking about the difference between European cars and American cars. Now, we do, of course, have the European cars here, and most people, with when it comes to different parts and stuff like that, most people can work with it when it comes to oil changes and stuff like that. And I just seen a person the other day. He had like a European car because he basically the steering wheel was on the other side. I thought I was tripping for a minute. Crazy that that I just seen that and found this video. But this is about the channel. This is from the channel All About Europe. So y'all make sure y'all give them a subscribe. Check out their channel. They got some good stuff so far. So y'all make sure y'all check it out. But we got why American and European cars are so different. Let's jump into it.
Ever wondered why American cars are all about power and size while European cars focus on handling and refinement? Let's find out why American and European cars are so different. Get ready for a ride you won't forget.
We do have some
Historical
big cars
differences.
and
To
trucks.
truly understand the differences between American and European cars, we have to start with their respective histories. After World War II, America's economy was booming, and the automobile industry played a huge role in the country's economic growth. The big three American automakers, General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler,
And I have none of those.
became household names and
At
were
all.
synonymous with American cars. These cars have a long history of being big, powerful, and affordable,
That
with an
is a
emphasis on straight-line speed. But across the pond in Europe, the automobile industry was more fragmented, with many smaller automakers spread across
It's crazy because these cars here in America are worth so much more. These are very expensive cars
different
too.
countries. Europe was
Except
still
the Mini.
recovering from the war, and fuel was both scarce and expensive. So European automakers had to focus on making smaller, more fuel-efficient cars that could handle the narrow, winding roads of Europe's cities. And let's not forget about brand identity. American cars are often associated with specific brands such as Chevrolet or Ford, while European
That's true.
cars tend to be associated with countries such as Germany or Italy. This difference is also rooted in historical context, as the automobile industry in America was more consolidated, with fewer major players dominating the market. Design differences. But what about design differences?
Yeah, I just think it's like you said. When it comes to size, just looking at the road sizes, those roads are definitely narrow in Europe. But I'm telling you, I've seen here in America, we do have some big cars, like outside of like buses and our SUVs, our truck. I've seen somebody truck. It almost looked like a monster truck. That's how big it was. It's crazy out here, man.
Between the two historical contacts played a
I
bit.
think I went too far.
But what about design differences? Well, the historical context played a big
Ooh,
role in
that's
influencing
nice.
the variation of designs between the two continents.
That looked real nice.
American cars are known for their bold, aggressive designs with lots of chrome and flashy colors. Think about the Chevrolet Camaro. It has a muscular body with a lot
Dang,
of
that
chrome
used to be my
accents
dream car.
and comes in bright, eye-catching colors like red and yellow. In contrast, a European car like Audi A4 has a more understated design with sleek lines and a minimalist approach to styling. It often comes in more muted colors like black, white, and silver.
That is. I never thought about that, but he's right. I've never seen those in like
And
flashy
here's the
colors.
interesting part. These design differences
bright
aren't
colors.
just about aesthetics. They also reflect cultural differences between Europe and America. In the US, there is often an emphasis on the size of things, including cars. This is because larger cars are often associated with status and wealth,
That's a
and
fact.
Americans may want to show off their success through their
This is
vehicles.
true.
In contrast,
This is true, but I mean, I have a Dodge Challenger sports car. I like sports cars. I drive fast, but I'm not trying to be a speed racer out here. But it's just a car I always like since I was young, and I was like, oh, I want to get one of those. But I mean, we do have sedan-sized cars. Like I said, they're big, a lot of room. You could fit about 6 people in there. But yeah, I don't know. I do like a nice car. A nice
in
car
Europe,
is nice.
there
know?
may be less of a focus on size and more emphasis on practicality and efficiency. This leads to a focus on bold, attention-grabbing designs that stand out from the crowd. So in Europe, the emphasis is more on subtlety and sophistication. Cars are seen as a status symbol, but not in the same way they are in the US. Instead of showing off wealth and status, European cars are meant to reflect a sense of taste and refinement.
We have, if you have an old car, we have it's called a hoopty here in the state. If you ever heard of somebody say a hoopty, it just means you got an old raggedy car that still works good. Called a hoopty.
Performance differences. Of course, one of the biggest differences between American and European cars is their performance. American cars are known for their raw power and speed, while European cars are known for their agility and handling. So why is that? It all comes down to the types of roads each continent has. You see, in America, we've got long, straight highways that are often wider than a football field.
Facts.
So American
6,
cars are
7
designed
lanes.
to reach high speeds without having to worry too much about handling. But in Europe, the roads are narrow, winding, and often very crowded with
A lot
other
of
drivers.
roundabouts.
This means that cars need to be able to handle well at high speeds and in tight corners. Now you might be thinking, what about horsepower? Surely that plays a role, right? And you're absolutely
Ferrari.
right. American cars tend to have more powerful engines with higher horsepower ratings, which is one of the reasons they are known for their raw power and straight line speed. Take the 2022 Chevrolet Corvette Z06, which has a
that thing
5.5
nice.
liter V8 engine that produces over 600 horsepower. That's some serious muscle.
That is.
In contrast, European cars tend
That's
to
some
have
very serious
smaller,
muscle, because mine, I think I just have a V6
more
engine.
efficient engines with lower horsepower ratings, but with a greater emphasis on handling and agility. For example, the 2022 Porsche 911 Carrera S has a 3.0-liter flat-six engine that produces 443 horsepower. While this horsepower rating may be lower than some American muscle cars, the Porsche 911 is famous for its exceptional handling and
Yeah,
precise
that's what I was about
steering.
to say.
It's worth noting that these are generalizations and that there are exceptions to these trends. For example,
I'm not gonna lie, I never drove a Porsche. I've seen people in Porsche, but I did think certain Porsches have some power.
generalizations and that there are exceptions to these trends. For example, some American cars such as the Dodge Challenger Hellcat and the Ford
See, I don't have a
Mustang
Hellcat.
GT500 have great handling along with high speeds, while some European cars such as the Audi RS6 Avant and the Mercedes AMG E63S have horsepower ratings that approach
Dang.
600 horsepower.
Don't try this at
However,
home.
these are generally outliers, and the overall trend is for American cars to prioritize raw power
Oh
and
my
speed,
goodness.
while European cars prioritize handling and agility. Technology differences. Up next, we have the differences in technology between American and European cars. American cars are often packed with the latest gadgets and gizmos, from touchscreen infotainment systems to lane departure warning
I
systems.
thought that was.
European cars, on
I honestly thought that was in like every car nowadays,
the
like
other
a lot of
hand,
this
tend to focus
accessories.
more on the basics: good handling, good brakes, and good suspension.
Ooh.
But European cars actually have a long history of innovation and technology. Many of the most important automotive
had most of our
innovations,
cars are like
from
that.
disc brakes to electronic fuel injection, were developed in Europe. However, European automakers tend to be more conservative when it comes to introducing new technology. In recent years, European automakers have invested heavily in developing new technologies, particularly in electric and autonomous vehicles. BMW, Volkswagen,
BMWs.
Daimler, and Volvo are among those leading the way. But while they're always looking for ways to innovate, European automakers tend to prioritize refining existing technologies over introducing new untested systems. This approach is partly due to European customers' hesitation towards new technology,
That
and
looked very
automakers'
techy,
desire
man.
to ensure reliability and safety before introducing new features or systems. For example,
I still think that's pretty interesting that, cars can drive by themselves. I thought we'll be having flying cars by now, but, yeah, I think one of these, I believe one of these days, probably sooner rather than later, all cars are going to be electric. And eventually it's going to have so many gadgets to where, it may be AI controlled cars and stuff, but you see all these companies and brands now, everybody going to the electric side of things. Your cars can drive by themselves. Your cars, I think you start seeing rolling out in the 2010s, cars reacting to, if they're too close to another car. I mean, Europe, I don't know how long y'all might have been on, like I said, I think European cars might have been on that early, depending on the car you got now. But eventually, everybody start catching on later and stuff like that. But
introducing new features or systems.
It's going to be so different in a couple of years.
Volkswagen's diesel engine issues led to increased caution in introducing new technology. Overall, European automakers are investing in new technologies while balancing innovation with reliability and safety. Another difference between American and European cars is their approach to safety.
Yeah.
While both continents prioritize safety, their approaches differ. American cars tend to have more safety features such as lane departure warning systems, blind spot monitoring,
you start seeing these roll around in the 2010s, probably like mid-2010s,
and forward collision warnings. European cars, on the other hand, focus more on fundamental safety features like good handling, brakes, and suspension. They also tend to have more advanced safety features, such as electronic stability control and anti-lock brakes, which were developed in Europe.
Okay.
Infrastructural and legislation differences. American and European cars are different due to a variety of factors, including historical and cultural preferences, regulatory standards, and infrastructure differences. As I already told you, there are significant infrastructural differences between America and Europe, such as the road network. But did you know there's also a difference in the availability and cost of fuel?
Facts.
Gasoline is generally cheaper in the US than in Europe, which has historically led American car manufacturers to focus on producing larger, less fuel-efficient vehicles.
And I'm seeing lots of video. Europe also have many options to where you can, get transportation. You have many transportation options, but also heard in Europe, it takes a minute. You just can't get your driver's license too. Here in the States, you can be driving as young as 14. You can get a permit, and you can be on those roads, before you know it, pretty much. Like, I wouldn't say it's easy, but you could get your license pretty quick. You can get to driving pretty quick here in the States. In Europe, I do know it's a lot more of a process to getting your license and stuff. And some people get it, of course, and some people it's not. It's a lot. It's a lot when it comes to driving in Europe, but y'all do have plenty transportation options versus here in the US where we don't have that many, and you can get a car quick. You can get your license quick. It's insane.
In contrast, European car manufacturers have been forced to prioritize fuel efficiency due to higher gas prices and stricter emissions regulations. These strict environmental laws led to the adoption of new technologies such as catalytic converters and diesel particulate filters. European car manufacturers have also been at the forefront of developing hybrid and electric vehicles in response to these regulations. This difference is highly reflected in trucks.
Yes.
In America, pickup trucks are extremely popular, with the Ford F-150 being the best-selling vehicle in the country for many years.
That's like my dream truck
this
right there. I ain't gonna lie.
This is largely due to the country's rural culture and the need for heavy-duty vehicles for work and recreation. In Europe, on the other hand, pickup trucks are much less popular, with smaller, more fuel-efficient cars being the norm. Now, you may have heard that European cars are more environmentally friendly. However, it's important to note that this perception is not entirely accurate. While European cars may be more fuel efficient, they still have a significant impact on the environment. Additionally, American automakers have also made significant strides in recent years to improve the fuel efficiency of their vehicles and reduce their impact on the environment. Future trends. And finally, we look into the trends of the future. So what does the future hold for American and European cars? There are a few trends that are likely to shape the industry in the coming years. One of the biggest is the shift towards electric and autonomous vehicles. Both American and
I also think eventually they're gonna make it to where the screen in your car could probably show movies, videos, and different things like that. Of course, you shouldn't be doing that while you're driving, but if you got passengers, kids, and all those things like that, you'll be able to do that. I know in America, I don't know if it's a thing in Europe, because America, long road trips and stuff. You have portable DVD players and different things like that you could put on your seat for your kids to watch in the back. Cars like SUVs used to come with like DVD players and all that stuff. I haven't seen that in a minute, But for sure, electric everything is coming.
European automakers are investing heavily in these technologies, which could fundamentally change the way we think about cars. However, even in a world of electric and autonomous cars, there will still be differences between American and European cars. The design, performance, and technology differences that we've discussed will still be relevant, and they may even become more pronounced as automakers try to differentiate themselves in a crowded market. And with this, we have come to the end of this video. We hope you've enjoyed learning about the differences between American and European cars. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
Definitely gonna subscribe. Gotta subscribe. All about Europe. Yeah, this was good. Like I said, it's one of those things. You see American and European cars. Here in America, European cars are very valued. Like, if you have a European car here in America, the first thing people are going to think is you have money. Firstly, you have money, like I said, because it's a very quality type of car. It's not like the cars that we have in America, very cheap. Bunch of people have them. But when it comes to European whips, a lot of people don't have those. And the people that do have those, probably making some great money. Not just any money, probably up to 80 to 100K a year type of money. So, but that's all I have for this video. I had to check this out, like I said, because everything is shifting. Everything is shifting when it comes to cars, especially. And European cars are nice. I like them. Like I said, gotta have money to have them though. But that's all I have. Let me know your favorite car. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.